3 years ago or 2 years ago, I got a call that there was a fire. And the fire destroyed approximately 8 homes. And I remember coming to survey the damage, and the idea hit me that, it wouldn't be sufficient to just rebuild the homes that were destroyed, because technically there weren't really proper shelter solutions. A sheet of zinc here, a few sheets of ply, some ambitious person putting up a few blocks. Nothing that you could call a proper shelter. So I decided at that time that I would use this disaster, as it was, as a test case for a new program for the government to renew urban spaces. There are many communities like St. Paul's Lane dotted all across Jamaica, and particularly in the corporate area.
Hello, Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Welcome to another episode. Kind of like a semi-late night episode. Welcome. If you're joining this platform for the first time, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm waiting for people to tell me the program early tonight. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, we're early tonight. So thank you, everybody, for checking in, for hanging out and waiting for the program to get started. Me see enough of uno whole heap of sleep tonight, including myself. So I hope coming as early as we are is a good thing for you. Anyway, guys, we have another exciting program. As usual, tonight we're going to talk about this $3 trillion. For the past few days, they've been trying to make a scandal out of the $3 trillion mentioned in the media. When I say they, I mean the PNP operatives. I'm going to let you hear them and see them. Yes, they've been trying to make a scandal out of this. So, our job over here is to bring clarity to the situation so that Jamaicans at home and abroad can be informed about what is happening. So, as you can see in the title, I'm going to tell you the truth about the $3 trillion. I'm going to tell you why the Integrity Commission has been blocking people today. Oh my gosh, and they actually announced it. I'm going to let you hear something that Mr. Dennis Chung has to say. And also, big bangarang down Clarendon Municipal almost turned over. The meeting had to stop abruptly. I'm going to tell you guys about that too. Make we get started, guys, without delay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if the moderator is here. Good night, moderator. Moderator is such a good host. Always greeting everybody, engaging, welcoming. That's so nice. We appreciate our moderator over here. Lifestyle, welcome back, as usual. One of our most dedicated subscribers and friend over here. Pick up yourself, Lifestyle. Guys, when you go over Lifestyle, go subscribe to the channel. And everybody in the chat, if you have an active channel or platform, ask the people them to come subscribe. Yes, because I wish I saw more of you guys in my feed. I would like to watch and see what you have to say and support your channel as well. Because over here, so we not just come out here for be selfish. If I see somebody that's doing some good work, some of them stop by here sometime. For example, Imhotep, Mr. Vegas, anybody where the good work out here, big up on yourself. And thank you, how you pronounce that? Hypeon, hype one. Thank you so much. And please subscribe to the channel. Guys, if you have not subscribed, please do. Please hit the like button. Welcome, Norman, silent listener. How long have you been a silent listener? Because someone not listen long time. And I just, in a recent time, when I come up and I say, how long have you been silent listening, Norman? Welcome. Thank you for saying something in the chat. All right, guys. Let me start out by showing you this video here. This is the scandal where them that try to rise up. Here goes.
$3 trillion.
Sir, $3 trillion. We too in a shock because we cannot believe, say, in a little Jamaica, $3 trillion over a 6 years period cannot be accounted for. Go ask your party members.
So everybody know that girl as a PNP blogger, and she just spewed a bunch of disinformation, not just misinformation, disinformation, because this information is out there. You can seek the information if you so choose. Anything where you want nowadays, everybody have a smartphone on them hand. So when she says over 6 years, that's not true. It's over an 11-year period where there were unreported money, but no missing money. Let me allow you to hear the news item where the finance minister and the information minister actually weighed in, and then I will show you everything that you need to know about this $3 trillion. Here goes.
First this evening, the Finance Ministry has issued an urgent appeal to all ministries to submit outstanding financial reports to the Office of the Auditor General.
Now, this follows a review of the Auditor General's annual report by the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, which found that $3 trillion in spending has been unaccounted for over 6 to 11 years.
As Kalisha Williams reports, that and other issues were discussed at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing.
First, the Information Minister, Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, indicated that the review done by JAMP was taken out of context, and it is important that the government clears the air. In pointing to the Gleaner article, which reported on the findings that $3 trillion has been unaccounted for across several government ministries, and while noting that the article did state that the funds are not missing, she expressed concern about what has been said on social media.
I've seen the reports, and I've seen even social media campaigns and letter writing campaigns that are happening based on false information. The reality is that some ministries have not finished doing their accounts, and that's a problem. But there are no missing funds.
At Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, it was further explained that due to a change in the system, some ministries have not been able to submit their financial reports to the Auditor General. However, JAMP did describe the funds being unaccounted for as a financial crisis, and given the current climate, it is not clear whether mischief did not play a role. But in going further, this is what Finance Minister Favour Williams had to say.
Many of these appropriations accounts were outstanding during the period 2012-2013, which is the fiscal year 2012-2013, to fiscal year 2015-2016. So the new administration that came in at that time would have had a difficult time bringing those accounts up to speed, and that's what we're witnessing here now.
That aside, Mrs. Williams indicated that all ministries need to get up to date and submit all outstanding reports to the Auditor General, and the Finance Ministry is prepared to put measures in place to expedite the process.
In terms of putting additional...
All right, so you hear what the Information Minister and the Finance Minister had to say. So The reason why I see Dr. Peter Phillips there is because this unreported spending didn't start in 2016, because that's what they're trying to do. It's trying to say, hey, the JLP money missing. That is what they're saying. You only hear what she just say. What the liar woman say. So the situation started over 11 years ago, and that's important to note. The other thing is, let me just go ahead and tell you what happened. So the review of the Auditor General's annual report for 16 government entities, including ministries by a governance watchdog body, revealed a staggering $3 trillion in spending that has been unaccounted for over a 6 to 11 year period. 6 to 11 year period. So maximum 11 years, 6 minimum over a 6 to 11 year period. So as you can hear from the finance and information minister, is that these people who are supposed to be reporting these spendings, they need to do so. They need to do so because you have to have accountability in everything that we do. Right? So there is no missing money and scandal and them sitting there. At the opening of this video, if you came on the program when the program just opened, you would have seen the Prime Minister presenting, a housing development and things like that. So what Jamaica forget $3 trillion over 6 years for that way, eh? How would we be funding all of these good things that are happening? I am so glad to be a part of this era in our politics where, this sort of disinformation campaign tactic that is seen now in our politics. I am glad to be out here bringing you truth every day. I'm so happy to be a part of that because that's important. We don't want to be like some countries where it's just lies and propaganda. Lies and propaganda. No, we cannot afford that. And again, with this information, I am imploring the Information Minister, Dana Dixon. I'm imploring you and the government to go ahead and find a way to create or amend laws against disinformation, which is a very dangerous thing that we are seeing rising up in our country. Other countries have taken the step to take care of it. Jamaica must do the same. We don't want a situation where the disinformation turn to homicide and all kind of something, because I realize that some people don't have any boundary. And people without boundary are capable of anything. You guys came out and your promise said you guys were going to look into having laws against disinformation. We don't care about the people who are going to say, oh, you're trampling on our rights, because you will never hear the opposition come out and talk about the disinformation, talk against the disinformation, which Mia Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados, spoke of at Michael Manley lecture event a few days ago. She spoke very candidly and very strongly against disinformation because it had become a worldwide phenomenon, and people are taking care of it in their country. And she's saying to us as Jamaicans, as a member of the Caribbean community, that we need to take this serious. We need to take this serious. And as a matter of fact, I am going to ask you guys to challenge the opposition to come out and publicly, openly, them like to talk about them want consensus. This is an opportunity for consensus. The opposition must come out and join the government and not just talk against, but join the government. in finding new ways, laws to stop disinformation. Challenge them to that. And if they won't join consensus and do it on your own. You have a country to protect. You have people in it to protect from disinformation. Disinformation can lead to death and worse. We don't want that in our country. So again, I said it last night and I'm going to say it tonight. When you have a prime minister of another country can come into our country and say to the opposition whose tool and tactic has been disinformation, she can come there and say, this is a problem. This is causing a lot of problem in the world. We need to do something about it. Then you are on the right side of history and you are well within your right as the government with the mandate to look about the disinformation. Call them out. Disinformation right now is a legitimate problem. The PNP is aware of it, but they're using it. So you ought to call them out in front of the country, propose something, and tell them to come on board and support it and sign it to protect the country and the people in it from disinformation. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So there is no missing money. Let me play about this video here. For those of you who are just joining, please hit the like button. Here's the video of the disinformation people then.
$3 trillion.
Sir, $3 trillion. We too in a shock because we cannot believe, say, in a little Jamaica, $3 trillion over a 6 years period cannot be accounted for. Go ask your party members.
Lies, 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 lies. It's not possible. Jamaica now have $3 trillion over what, 6 years, according to she, which is false. It's not 6 years. It's over 11 years. We now have $3 trillion where we could have still sustain to pay our bills and look after our problem in our country. Them is lie and wicked. Because that is what they see there. The Caribbean National Weekly, over a 6 to 11 year period. Them don't want to talk about the 11 because them know PNP was there during that time. The fight against disinformation, it's rough, guys. And that's why I encourage and implore all of you to be a part of it. And the government of Jamaica also has a responsibility to protect the country from disinformation. It's not just about protecting individuals, because individuals can go to court, go file defamation and libel and all kind of something. But we have a country to protect against disinformation. If you are just joining, let me just let you hear again what the Finance Minister had to say about the situation.
First this evening, the Finance Ministry has issued an urgent appeal to all ministries to submit outstanding financial reports to the Office of the Auditor General.
Now, this follows a review of the Auditor General's annual report by the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, which found that $3 trillion in spending has been unaccounted for over 6 to 11 years.
As Kalisha Williams reports, that and other issues were discussed at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing.
First, Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon indicated that the review done by JAMP was taken out of context, and it is important that the government clears the air. In pointing to the Gleaner article, which reported on the findings that $3 trillion has been unaccounted for across several government ministries, and while noting that the article did state that the funds are not missing, she expressed concern about what has been said on social media.
And I've seen the reports, and I've seen even social media campaigns and letter writing campaigns that are happening based on false information. The reality is that some ministries have not finished doing their accounts, and that's a problem. But there are no missing funds.
At Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, it was further explained that due to a change in the system, some ministries have not been able to submit their financial reports to the Auditor General. However, JAMP did describe the funds being unaccounted for as a financial crisis, and given the current climate, it is not clear whether mischief did not play a role. But in going further, this is what Finance Minister Favour Williams had to say.
Many of these appropriations accounts were outstanding during the period 2012-2013, which is the fiscal year 2012-2013, to fiscal year 2015-2016. So the new administration that came in at that time would have had a difficult time bringing those accounts up to speed, and that's what we're witnessing here now.
That aside, Mrs. Williams indicated that all ministries need to get up to date and submit all outstanding reports to the Auditor General, and the Finance Ministry is prepared to put measures in place to expedite the process.
In terms of putting additional...
Yes, guys. Real quickly, before we go any further, I just want to show you guys Dr. Clark. I think this was pretty cool, which she shared a couple of days ago, I think. Over there in Kenya, you all know Kenya has a debt crisis they're dealing with. They're a fast-growing country, but them have a little issues. Oh, wait there. I think I brought it. Hold on.
I've just wrapped up my 3-day visit to Kenya, and it's been such a privilege to listen and learn from everyone I met. The amazing warmth and hospitality of the Kenyan people has left an indelible impression on me. I've seen firsthand the energy and the dynamism of the Kenyan society and understand why this economy is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. I heard a shared vision for Kenya's future and tremendous pride in the resilience of the Kenyan people. Through good policies that improve budget outcomes, that strengthen governance, and that protect the vulnerable, Kenya can realize its full potential and deliver better outcomes for all its people. I leave truly inspired by the potential of Kenya, and I am as optimistic and committed as ever to the IMF partnership with Kenya. Asante sana, Kenya.
And where this man, Nigel speak Kenyan language, people. You don't hear that. Anyway, good job, Nigel. We're proud of you. Yeah, represent. That's a good thing. Anyway, guys, make we move on to the next topic. The Integrity Commission issued a statement today saying that they have blocked some social media accounts. I'm going to tell you why. Hopefully I can find, hold on. It says the Integrity Commission wishes to advise that recently a handful of disturbing posts have been directed at the Commission from what appears to be politically aligned social media accounts. The posts in question have contained threats, unwanted sexual content, hateful remarks, and dehumanizing commentary. The Commission, acting pursuant to its published social media policy, and those of its powers that are prescribed by Section 6(3) of the Integrity Commission Act, has taken the decision to block those accounts. As an example, one such social media user commented, "When the election call, you book a flight with your family. If you don't book a flight with your family, we're going to get you," something like that. So they're calling for civility. They said that they will protect their social media accounts and stuff like that. Guys, we are adults. We don't condone those immature, uncivilized behavior. We have our opinion about the Integrity Commission, and it's not favorable to the Integrity Commission. However, resorting to threats and abusing them on social media is not something that I condone. So if anybody over here who is a part of that, don't do that. Let the Integrity Commission use social media as you want to use social media without, being threatened. There's no need for that. So, like the President of the United States, if you're criticized, you can't be blocking people. Donald Trump was taken to court for that in his first term. And he was told by the court, you have to restore these accounts that you blocked. You can't do that. But where there are threats and things like that, you don't have to tolerate that. And in the US, if Donald Trump had come under some form of threat, those persons would be found and they would be held accountable. So while the Integrity Commission can't just block people because they talk against them have a right to protect their safety and their use of social media. So we don't condone that. But the Integrity Commission caused mayhem yesterday in the country between, the Prime Minister, his former business partner, and the media. You all saw what happened because I shared it with you yesterday. Anyway, I'm going to let you hear some comments by Mr. Chung regarding the Integrity Commission. I think it's very important that you guys hear this. He was interviewed about, the way that the Integrity Commission present their stuff and what caused the problem that we saw with the apology from TVJ to the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister calling up his lawyers to write to TVJ, which is well within his right to do. And we've already talked last night over here. I'm not going to get into it, but we've already talked last night over here about the recklessness of our media today, about the laziness, the failure to do proper investigative journalism, which is dangerous because when you have information going out there which are not properly delivered, then this is what happens. So I'm gonna let you hear what Mr. Dennis Chung had to say, and then I'll come back.
Problem that we're facing today is that when you have a report that does not conclude with facts and evidence that convinces everyone, then you create a problem. And you create a problem not just for the office of the Prime Minister, which all of us as Jamaicans have an interest in because they're talking about the reputation of Jamaica, but you create a problem for the organization itself and the commission. I've read most of the report. And the fact of the matter is that if you can't make a compelling evidence to link the Prime Minister to the breach, which it has not done, it is important that we look at the context and word our reports, or even exclude him from it in arriving at the conclusion. Because maybe this is not what the report said, but you saw what came out in the press. I am not going to impute any motive on behalf of the Integrity Commission, because when the report, it clearly states the situation. But what I'm saying is that we have to always have the emotional intelligence to know that when we write something, it's going to be digested within a context. So the context that we're speaking about is a previous report that was there that was much debated. It's a court action that's taking place, and also the fact that next year is an election. When you look at, nationwide, I think vote fairly. But when you look at the comments that come from that, 50% of that support one side and 50% another. Yeah. Is that what we want as a country, that half of our population does not support an organization and half does? No.
So that was Mr. Dennis Chung. Over nationwide, I got a recording yesterday, and me here, Cliff Hughes attack say, like him that say, the Prime Minister owned the apartment or something to that effect, which is false, right? So all of them did not read the report in full. And you see, the Integrity Commission must also stop from writing these long books for every report. You can't do that because most people won't read it. It's too long. 63 pages, come on. I know that you want to be thorough. You want to, report things in full context, but you have to take into consideration that if you want people to report properly and digest the information properly, do not put out no book. Find a way to compress the information so that people can actually read it. Because we know that the people who reported on it did not read the whole thing. They were very hasty to come out and pass on the information, which is false. So now we have the Prime Minister and the IC at it, and the Prime Minister's business partner with the IC. The IC must do better, They are the source of the problem. They are the source of the problem. We know that. So what Mr. Chung is saying is true. They have to be careful the things that they're saying. Be careful mentioning people's names. And I believe, in my view, that mentioning the Prime Minister was deliberate. The person who wrote that report, mentioning the Prime Minister in something where him is not the owner of the place and, him not no shares in the apartment, that is a fact. That is a fact. So why would you even mention him? You're being malicious. The IC was being malicious by mentioning the Prime Minister. They didn't accuse him of anything. So why mention him? Maybe they know how reckless our media behaves, and, they probably did that intentionally, but they need the Integrity Commission need to come out and explain themselves. Why did they mention him? But anyway, I wish the Prime Minister good luck in the court, because what the IC keep up between the first report and then come out with and this one, clearly, in my view, they are conspiring with the Englishman to try and overthrow the Prime Minister, because that is the tactic the Englishman used to overthrow his former leader, Dr. Peter Phillips. Let me show you what go on today down at the Clarendon Municipal.
We're not doing nothing illegal. We're following the act. We're following the act. We're not doing nothing illegal. So we're following the act. But we're not doing nothing illegal. You can't tell me to quiet. You can't tell me to quiet. No, you can't tell me to quiet, Bandit. Bandit, you can't tell me to quiet.
We are following the time.
Because you just know you're having no power. You can't tell me to quiet. So I'm going to tell you to quiet. So I would suggest, minority leader, you let good sense prevail. And I'm saying to you, we will take it where it falls on the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, what does the Act states that should happen in the event of a tie? The last time I read the Act, which was this morning, and I've read it several times after the election. Mr. Chairman, what should happen?
Remember, you did not get permission.
Mr. Chairman, what does the Act state that should take place?
Yeah, guys. So you hear the gentleman there keep mentioning Barneswell. You see, when Mark Golden came out and said to the PNP people, the one them when not understand themselves, the one them who not aware of themselves, the one them who will just follow him because he's a white Englishman. You see the man when he in Barneswell, where them a call out in there? Let me try to put him up on the screen. Hold on. Mark Golden's statement about forget wicked pan them. That is what them a go along with down there, you know. That's what them a go along with down there. Just like how them said to each other in the privacy of them plot. Make we mash up. Sorry, that I didn't mean to put that on the screen. Justice for Melissa. Yes. Hold on, guys. When Mark Golden tell them say forget wicked pan them, that's what them a do. Them have no behavior, no sense of decency. Everybody make case one power. That is the situation because Barneswell now, him is a riser and I'm telling you say for a long time I tell you no. Say anybody where you see they go join up with the Rise United people them a destruction, them not have no respect, them not have nothing when them humanity, civility, decency, they lack all those qualities. So you go find say anywhere them go a destruction and chaos. Hello, good night.
Good night.
You're live.
Am I live?
Yes.
Okay. Night, Nat. Good night, Nat.
Good night.
Yes, I called your program before.
Yeah, man, what do you want to say to us tonight? How are this? Hello, good night.
Hey, Natalie.
You're live.
Oh, I'm live. Okay, since I'm live, might as well speak on the matter.
Did you want to be live?
No, but it's okay. I can speak on the matter. It's really about what the Integrity Commission is doing, the nastiness that they have decided to pursue.
Okay.
Right. This is Joshua, by the way.
I know your voice.
All right.
Thank you for calling.
You're welcome, ma'am. You know, I'm appalled at the pursuit of the Integrity Commission, and I don't see it as just an attack on the Prime Minister, but an attack on democracy and decency. You know, and when you have a group of people that is supposed to be the bastion of integrity who's pursuing an anti-integrity agenda, then what it says to me is that the country by and large, not just the entity itself, the country at large is hijacked.
Do you think?
Yes, go ahead.
Do you think the IC is trying to influence the next election?
It is not think. It is painfully obvious that's what they're trying to do. You know, let us go back to Greg Christie initially. Either this year, I think it was early this year, about March thereabout. There was a submission in Parliament that the the Prime Minister should be charged under the Anti-Corruption Act. He had a letter to the contrary at the time when that was submitted, right? Which would have exonerated the Prime Minister. Yet he chose to tweet to Reuters at the time and other international agencies, alleging the same. If someone within the own IC's office did not leak the information that Greg Christie had the letter in his possession, perhaps we would not have known even now. And he had it at least a month before it was submitted. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
When one member of the commission was reportedly held up and $750 questionable $1,000 was taken in cash from a member of the IC, and he was being interviewed about the money. He said, ask the government, what has the government got to do with a robbery? These are things that happen in any country all over the world every single day. Answer the question. Don't point back to the government. What is your purpose for pointing back to the government? Right? Later on down the road, we hear about this international expert that came in to probe the Prime Minister. The international expert, forensic expert, exonerated the Prime Minister.
How do you know? Did you see that report from the international body?
Not the international body, but all the reports that I've received so far about the forensic expert that came in said that he exonerated. In fact, when I listened the reports, it says that he didn't have a reason to pursue corruption prosecution against the Prime Minister. Yet the IC continues to pursue the agenda. And just this week again, Tuesday the 10th of December, another report was submitted that the Prime Minister, tacitly, of course, they suggested that the Prime Minister might have been part of a company that breached certain regulations by the KSAMC. And they refused to state that this was refuted by KSMC at least a month before that. So what is really the true agenda here? Why is it that the IC that is supposed to be neutral is meddling in politics? It is clear that's what they're doing. And you notice the timing on each occasion. I remember every time there's something that gets the PNP in trouble, right? Or Mark Golding in trouble. You remember with the whole citizenship saga with Mark Golding, the IC released something at that time, almost trying to distract the public from it. Shortly before, Julian Holness was able to come out and say an IC report from a month in advance, and to state just a day shy of the actual report that at that particular time, we would be seeing something that would force the Andrew Holness government, Andrew Holness to resign and probably call early election. And he was just a day short. And he said this out almost a month and a half in advance. Right? Dayton Campbell was on a radio station and he was able to state that, listen, this thing is going to happen. How did he know?
We know them are leaking now. We know the IC is leaking, but what is going to happen now? Because there needs to be a dismantlement of those guys who are in there now. Let them bring in some different set of people who are non-aligned to politics. That is what the public should be calling for.
I think that's part of what we should be calling for, but we should be also, and I heard on your program last night because I was listening it while it was live, you said something which is critical, and I'd actually said it earlier in the day, but albeit a little differently. We don't have any journalists left in Jamaica. What we have are reporters. And there's a difference between journalists and reporters. Right? Because journalists investigate, reporters just report what they hear.
How do we fix that? That's another issue, because the person who the Prime Minister is taking on now for defamation, he's the president of the Press Association.
Which is Milton Walker.
Yes, so what happens now? Don't they need to go have a meeting about the state of journalism in Jamaica?
I think that's part of it, but I also think that it goes further than that. When you have the chairman of the largest media group in Jamaica, you're a bright person, and you know that board meeting is the most important meeting
Absolutely.
of any company, right? Because it charts the way, it looks at the way forward, it charts the way forward, looks at your profit and loss, and everything that has to do with the company. And when you have the chairman of the largest media group in Jamaica walking out of a board meeting to say he's going to support his friend, which is the leader of another party, it tells you that he can no longer be objective.
Yeah, that's conflict of interest there. Well, he was called out by members of the Gleaner, you know. Some of the Gleaner people them tell him same should not do that because he's compromising them. As
all these belatedly after members of the public came out first, swinging to point it out to it, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it leaves us wondering, you know, and yes, we know that his family was involved in politics before, was a PNP representative before, but nonetheless, you could be objective. You know, we look at Duncan. Duncan is a prime example of somebody. Keith Duncan is a prime example of someone who can be very objective. You know, who puts country above politics.
And that's all we need. It's people who are objective.
Right. Yeah. But unfortunately, the country is no more politically aligned and maligned than ever before.
Do you think that? Well, hold on a second, Josh. Somebody in the comment is saying that if the Prime Minister dismantles it, they're gonna say he's hiding something. I don't recommend that the Prime Minister dismantle it. I think
we're not recommending a dismantling. Every country, especially one such as ours, that is known for nepotism and other shady acts, need an integrity action.
Yes,
whatever the name will be, right? But we need an integrative body that is going to be fair and honest. That's all we're asking for.
That is
and
it.
These three guys that are now the face of the Integrity Commission needs to do the right thing and just simply resign.
Yes, they should.
You know, if they have any semblance of decency left in them, they need to do the right thing and just simply resign. If not, then the public just need to just find a day and picket the IC and decide, listen, for the next week or so, we are not moving until you guys step down. Right? Judge Panton had a stellar reputation, right? And right now, he has placed himself in such a position that is now in question.
True. I used to like Greg Christie too, but I don't like the direction.
I used to like him.
Yeah. I don't like the direction they're going.
I thought that he was strident. Yeah. I used to think that he was a strident guy who, you know, is no nonsense. He and Danville, you know, I used to look at in the same vein. Danville Walker, right? But now Greg Christie has sold his soul to the devil, right? And I told persons, you know, years ago when this gentleman, who is now the leader of the other party, first came in. And when I saw the direction he was going in, I told persons I have never seen an opposition leader who operates like this one before in the history of Jamaica.
Who is that?
Jamaica, the leader of the People's National Party.
Oh, you're talking about Golding.
Yes, it seems as if, I mean, every act that is necessary to corrupt institution, it seems as if he's connected with it.
Everything about them wrong, man. Everything about them wrong. Everything.
Right. Let us look at FinSat. How can you be an advisor to the government, the finance minister, and the advice that you give, you are the greatest beneficiary of that advice?
You're not the first person to ask that. You're not the first person to ask that. There's a gentleman named Arnold Bertram who is a historian. Yes, he's still alive. He's a historian. He was a former minister for the PNP. And he was the first person who blew the conflict of interest whistle on the PNP and Golding and Bunting in 2019. I have shown this platform the article before where when they were trying to get the leadership of the party, he said, you know, no, these guys, there's too much of a conflict. How can they be responsible for the party and be, you know, an integral part of the finance ministry, because even if they're not, you know, the ministers, they still, you know, communicate and know things and so. So he said it. 2019, may I tell you? So for them now, no sensible people never ever put them in the leadership over there. That's why they made have to overthrow and force themselves under the wickedness them.
And I mean, that's just a small part of what I really want to put forward, because here it is. If we should look at FinSAC, just on a quick overview. The creation of Hello?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you.
Hello?
I'm hearing you.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. It seems my phone chipped out. The creation of FinSAC, by all indication, was a creature of the current leader of the opposition. Right? Okay.
He won't address it.
Right. Having been the creator, right, of the entity, you are advising said entity to take people's properties and sell them to a company that you are one of the principals of at little to nothing. And then the said company is now going to sell back the said Ministry of Finance that you are an advisor to at huge returns. And nobody sees anything wrong with that. And journalists in Jamaica are so silent about something like that. Come on, man.
Well, let me tell you this, and this is the truth. You see, the biggest opposition to them is members of their own party who know the implication. Like I said, Mr. Arnold Bertram, and I have seen KD Knight come out and talk against them, you know, with things that they were doing, such as trying to buy the party for 10 million. But, you know, KD Knight, them not strong in their mind, you know. Or maybe he's just at a point where he'll just go with anything to be a part of something because he's an elderly man. And if you see him come around now after I'm accused Golding, saying, you are deceptive, your little party buying scheme, you know, is wrong. KD Knight call him out on it. But them same one now turn around and sell them soul, and you see them come talk about Andrew must buy a bag and pack a bag. No, this is who need to buy a bag and pack a bag. But thank you for your call. Let me just let some other people come in and we'll talk a little more.
Thank you very much. And my parting shot to the final statement that you made regarding the elder statesman and the People's National Party, Mr. KD Knight. The question I would ask you, is morality for sale? And that's my parting shot.
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Hello, good night. Good night, you're alive.
Good night, Nance.
How are you?
How's everything?
Good.
Not too bad.
You
know, I listen to your program, and sometimes when I listen to your program during the day, sometimes I listen to you 411, I listen to your program. So there are some little things I listen, and you have the thing just right on target where it is. You know, I'm looking at this thing. I don't know PMP Trade Jamaica and nuts. I don't know PMP Jamaica. You remember this thing they call them Cash Plus? You know, the PMP Cash Plus, the man that come from America, come from prison, come out Jamaica, come set up business.
Cartel never sing about it, man.
And you know who defend Cash Plus in Ireland after when Cash Plus got court? You know who defend Cash Plus?
How would they defend him again?
KD Knight.
Actual.
A KD Knight after Cash Plus thief the people and money and tear down the poor people. And why BMP say they are for poor and they have so much poor ghetto and poor district and poor people around there where they can't eat nothing from 72 until now.
Sometimes Jamaica people, they must, you see, when people poor, you know, they become so gullible, because they talk about Cash Plus. That was such an atrocity on the poor.
Cash Plus, them tear down the people, them come and them didn't set it up on the two little people sitting for something, they run and tell everybody, yes man, you get money.
Remember,
and trick the people and they have to tell them about roll over. And when everything popped down, you know they say, and the neighborhood cause if it collapse. And the neighborhood cause if it collapse. Cause if them not interfere with it, then we don't collect money now.
Jesus.
Can you imagine everything they throw for the neighborhood when they do anything wrong, you know? Then throw over the other side and the neighborhood cause it. All right, I noticed another little thing the other day. You remember when the children then do exam? You know what they come out with?
What?
On the same day, them pay them bloggers to come out with bomb threat in the school. Them everybody have to run out of the school. The people can't get to do no exam. Can't do no exam. We ever saw bomb threat in one country we never have a bomb.
wait there. I went this again. Me not remember.
Do you remember exam we go on with the children and the exam with the 6XC, call my daughter was in 6XC. I know what you. I was the extent here, man.
Bomb threat.
The amount of bomb threat that happen at the one day, every school have bomb threat. Every school over Jamaica have a bomb threat where you been to the exam.
Where say we no make bomb and them a call bomb threat?
Not even buckle boom, we show like a bomb threat they have.
Oh, Jesus.
What you don't know? When them don't do that, what they're trying to do, you know, is distort the Ministry of Education for it to look bad on that Ministry Fabian Williams at the time. Do you when Damien Crawford come out with it at the conference and say?
Then what make you say a PNP?
80%.
Wait there. What make you say a PNP did do it?
But look here now, Fabian. But remember, after the meeting with Andrew Holness and in conference, and then go on yard, and then want to search him on house. You know what they say? Bomb threat up my house.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Why you put bomb threat in Jamaica? Remember the men doing bomb threat? Look here, I want to tell you, it's taken a long time, you know. Dean Jackson Miller the other day, Dean Jackson Miller and Lambert Valentine and Damian Crawford and Mark Golding, some time ago, they tried to do this all the while. The Prime Minister go overseas to speak to the CARICOM them, and they're supposed to have them talk and everything, and them look on the Prime Minister as a dignitary because the man's a dignitary and all of that. Then by 99 when they come out with, the man get kicked back. 17 years ago and share with him, friend them. And when they do that, man, when the man send back some email, everything come up now, and then for prove with them, I say, everybody start scramble all over the place. You can't call Damien and get him on the phone. You can't call nobody. Darren Jackson Miller issue apology. Why these people are like this?
All right,
Darren Jackson Miller have a place in the Senate of Mark Golding, will you know? You know that though.
So what?
You know, Sir Darren Jackson Miller have a place in the Senate if Mark Golding win.
Where you get that from now? First, may I hear that?
You better know that. That's why she's campaigning so hard for it. And this little girl they call name Daniel, which is what you call it? I've never seen nobody could ever invite one person in your yard so much like you have the next door neighbor. And only one somebody can come in your yard, only she. Everything she come out can talk. She have dates, she have this, she have that, she have this.
You're talking about the NIA girl?
Yes, she. Trevor Monroe groomed she. Did you know that Trevor Monroe?
A Bunting groomer. She used to work for Bunting.
No, I know, but no, since she the NIA. Since she in the NIA, I know Bunting and her when in some sweetheart, licky business, they are along. Then we're not along. I will see the pump picture all over the place. Trevor Monroe groomed she in the NIA. The purpose for she isn't there because Trevor Monroe a step aside fully after. So she groom for sit down up there on seat for turn watchdog for labor right, for watch labor right, for say labor right I do this labor right because labor right only thief in our country. Now labor is not a thief, but labor right one a thief.
Oh Jesus.
PMP hand no grow with your night. But we can tell you that if a PMP man shake your hand or PMP people shake your hand, count your finger, then go ahead and thief.
All right.
I must have all of them for you.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. May I make somebody else call you now? Yeah? Thank you for calling. Good night. One of the biggest problems in Jamaica where progress is concerned, you see, when time we full up these entities with politically aligned and political operatives, Trust me, recipe for disaster. Hello, good night. Hello, you're
Hey,
live.
Nats, what's up?
I'm good, you're live.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good, what's up?
You know who I call you already, you know, you're a regular caller.
Yeah, man, you're live, what happened?
Yeah, man, my day just come in after work, so me come touch in with me good up nuts.
Yeah, man.
Yes, my piece as usual. With the IC report nuts. Let us get into a little debate with it. It don't take a rocket science no to really see what is really going on. Right? And if anyone would have been fair with themselves, it is clearly that the Jamaican, the People's National Party is on a witch hunt. And let us take a little look back at two previous leaders from the PNP. PJ Patterson is not my favorite. Because PJ Patterson, when I was growing up, he was Prime Minister of Jamaica. And PJ did not have a vision for Jamaica. But what you can say, and anybody can be fair with themselves, PJ Patterson has never practiced these nasty politics that this present PNP party is practicing. Portia Simpson Miller has never practiced it. And I'm not a PNP. I'm a strong Jamaica Labour Party supporter. Right? And the PJ Patterson-led administration did not go the way how this young man is going about trying to gain state power. Right? And I will say that without no apology. I make it clear, I am not a fan of PJ because PJ did not have a vision for Jamaica. And the world knows that. He's retired and he has done nothing substantial to create an avenue for success for Jamaica. He has never done that. Now, Portia Simpson has never done that neither. But they all, the both of them, has never practiced this type of politics. It's like
let me ask you, what has Portia done in your view that you would call substantial?
I said she has never done nothing substantial. That's what I am saying.
You don't think that she did anything with the economy?
No. Nuts, let me tell you, let me be honest with you. You're a well-educated young lady. I don't know which school you go to. Please don't go there.
Excuse me? Where say?
No, don't go there.
No, what you mean? No, don't tell me to don't go there. You call the program, and with all due respect, if I ask you a question and your answer is yes or no, that's fine. But you can't be telling me not to go there.
When I said don't go there, not directly like I'm saying whatever, but my apology.
Okay.
Well, let me answer you that. I said no. Maybe I am. Maybe you are saying that I'm going off into a wrong way that, but my apology to you. You are my friend. I respect you that way.
Okay.
No,
in saying no though, you know that on this program I cannot allow anybody. I don't care if them are PNP or JLP to come on this program and give false information because of partisanship.
I'm just saying my opinion.
No, you're entitled to your opinion, and that's okay. I respect your opinion, but where the truth and the fact is concerned, as the host of the show, I have a duty to make sure that the fact and the truth is always present. So in you saying no, you are entitled to your opinion, but to the audience, the question I just asked about, yes, Portia didn't do anything, and I am just going to say to the audience that Portia and her finance minister at the time, Dr. Peter Phillips, played a very important role in the financial reform in Jamaica, and that is substantial. To the audience, I'm saying.
Okay.
So you can proceed with what you're saying now.
Let me retract my statement, because we are not like some people. If we say something that is incorrect, we stand to be corrected. You follow?
Okay.
So, my view, put it this way, she has done things. She has, as what you said with Dr. Peter Phillips, she has really stand out with that IMF
Reform.
agreement. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate that. My bad. But back to what we were saying now. None of those leaders I understand that she's 79, Mr. Simpson Miller. She has never tried to play the gutter politics.
That wasn't
she
her
has
style.
never done.
Well, Andrew Honest did not do that either, because she was his opponent at one point. And it's just what we're seeing now is not what we have seen in our country. This is, as I call it, an alien style of politics that is brought in by Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, And we have to call them out on it, because we don't want to see black people turning on black people, because that's what they must say, get wicked upon them. We don't want to see that. So as black people, we have to unite against their political tactics, and not just what they're doing to the Prime Minister of the country and the country. But if we don't mind sharp, this thing turn into a political civil war.
And we don't want a civil war, because we don't want to go back to the days where people can't walk on the street because they are orange and they are green. We don't want that.
No.
What we want is a responsible opposition, a responsible government, and the responsibility of the opposition is not to oppose everything that the government do, but to also commend the government when the government has done something wrong. And let me tell you something what I've seen the PNP has done. I can remember the incident in East Kingston where a few people got shot, and the government launched what they call a state of emergency. The PNP leader said it's a PR. How could you say something like that? I find that very disturbing. I find that very destructive for you to be saying the government said, look, I'm going to declare a state of emergency because we need to get this thing under control. And you said it's a PR. That simply means to me is like you don't have the interest of the nation. It's like you're just seeking political powers and you want to be prime minister. And let me tell you something now. So I'm not going to be long with you. But listen to me now. You see what the PNP is doing now? It is going to be played out at the polls. Because winning an election this way, it can't be a point where you're attacking the government. Everything the government do, you tear the government down. Everything the prime minister said, you said it can't work. The people are going to look at that. And the PNP is at a disadvantage now than any other time in their history of being in what you will call politics. And why do I say that? And let me tell you why I say that. When the Jamaica Labour Party win the next election, the PNP has a lot of house cleaning to do. Certainly, the leader won't be there. I can tell you that.
Why do you say that? Why do you say the leader won't be there?
All right. Let us reason our politics.
Who is going to move him?
No, I'm going to tell you. Every time I talk to you, I tell you that is something I admire about you. You are very articulated.
Thank you.
I will always tell you that. That's why when I miss up a short while ago, I apologize. Because I'm not too big to do that. No. They are going to have the daggers at his side. Remember, now let's trace back. I'm not diverting. When Michael Andrew Holness did go for leadership of the party, if Andrew Holness did lose 2016 election, they would not keep him. I can tell you that.
Okay.
And that's a straight up. We can't bend it, we can't twist it, we can't do anything, but it's reality.
But
No,
don't you think that in the PNP there's a different dynamic where you have this Englishman who have done some unspeakable things and who has said some unspeakable things, not just to compromise himself, but to compromise the major opposition party, and nobody within the PNP certainly did not take him to task or challenge him or tell him, look, you are unfit, the things you're saying, the things you're doing. So what makes you think that if he loses the next election that anybody would dare to tell him that he can't stay? He's drawing down $20 million annually. Who in the PNP is going to challenge this bully? And you know he's a bully.
All right. Well, let me tell you why I say that last. You ever hear the saying that when you grew up, your grandmother always tell you, so we give you enough rope to hang yourself, right?
Yeah.
PNP
Jesus.
is allowing Mark Golden to play at the gallery until he can't play anymore. When he lose this election coming up, it's going to be infighting in the PNP.
But sir, my friend, him lose the local election and him come say him win. Him is an election dinner.
Yes,
look
at understand that that's a public relationship statement. That's a public relation statement. Don't worry. The big fish is the general election. And they gave Mark Golden a moment, an ultimatum. If you win, you stay. If you lose, you go. You're going to have fighting in the party. And the PNP is not going to be the PNP like how it used to be. It is now going to tear apart because, put it this way, they has another 5 more years in opposition. Put on what the Andrew Holness-led administration is doing is going to turn Jamaica around into paradise, little Miami. The PNP is now going to have a very hard hill to climb for the next 5 years. Put them at 2030. And they are going to say Mark Golden is the one caused them to lose the election. The attack on the Prime Minister, the IC report, all the misleading information, all the disturbing conversation that he has, all those are going to come at him. They said when the leaders is there, and the buck stop at the leader's foot, and they are going to put the dagger at him and said, look, you caused us to lose this election. Worse if the PNP lose badly. If they lost any of their 14 seats, that will rather worse. Because there's no doubt about that the Andrew Holness-led administration is going on a drive of success, a drive of achievements, and if you notice, the Prime Minister is holding his head steadfast and working and working and working and working and beating the PNP at the gallery. The Prime Minister is beating the PNP with achievements, with substance and success. While the PNP is there talking about propaganda and can't come with a plan that will bind to the Jamaican people. I'll put it this way. Every politician make promises, but the people is going to look which one of them will deliver. Andrew Holness will deliver. PNP have a history when they promise they don't deliver. So Mark Golden now, if I were Mark Golden, I would have changed my mode of operandi. I would have changed my whole approach towards attacking the Holness himself. I would have gone on board with the government, and I would have sit with the government and look at the things and supported the government. But it's too late now, because the trust and confidence that the people has in the JLP, it's not going to be a deterrent. It's not going to be divert from that. So when I tell you that it's going to be fighting in the PNP, don't get me wrong, because the PNP will lose the next election. And I was telling you on this program, I said, the two things that is going to happen to them, they will increase their majority from 14 to 20 to 26. I'm telling you, the minimum, and that is not enough for them to stay into government. And their ultimate aim is to go back in government. And they're going to remain in opposition for the next 5 more years. Who knows? As time goes by and the JLP started to to fix the country as it's supposed to fix. You will see the Jamaica Labour Party gone on to fourth term. And I've said it to you. I listened to a program the other day.
Mm-hmm.
A guy said that Andrew Holness is like PG. And I've said it to you. I said to you again, Andrew Holness is a secret weapon he has. He's like PJ Patterson. He knows how to win election. He doesn't speak a lot. When he speaks with substance, he speaks with clarity, he speaks with confidence, and he speaks with morals. I can tell you that. And he spends more time working while Mark Golden is there talking and talking and talking and talking and talking until he talks himself out of the whole politics itself and speak himself out of it.
Well, I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this, and you can hold me to it if you want to. But
yes.
when you say that Mark Golden is gonna step down after the next election, I promise you that if Mark Golden loses the next election, there is nobody in the PNP with the courage nor the patriotism to challenge him. Remember, I told you that, okay?
But look at it this way.
No, man. Make we
60 now.
come back and reason with me about it next time. Let me let somebody else call, okay?
All right.
But I thank you for calling.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling.
All right, my friend. Be safe.
Good night. Yeah, guys. I don't know what you guys think about, how much months? 10 months away from the next election, or 10 months from the next election. Majority of the people them thinks the PNP are gonna lose. It doesn't matter how many polls they pay Dan Anderson to do. People are looking at the instability, the poor decisions, and PNP's pulling out everything that they can, good or bad. Vibes Cartel, ISAT, trying to gain popularity, all the things, the lies, the disinformation. They're trying to pull out everything. I am not going to say whether PNP is going to lose or win. We will see what the Jamaican people will decide when the time comes. But I guarantee you, if it is that the people decide to keep PNP in opposition, this man here, Mark Golden, is not going to recognize. I don't even think him going to recognize him lose the election, because I see already say him lose the local election and him come say him win. This is a man who pay for polls, pay for owner polls them, and send it go over Gleaner, make Gleaner publish it, say, look, Mark Golden is the head of Holness. Mark Golden will pay money to the polls to run poll in his favor. Election denier. What makes you think that he's even going to recognize that he is not viable if he's not viable after the election? This is a man that thinks he's entitled to whatever he wants. And if he wants to be the opposition leader collecting his $20 million, there is not a girl or boy, because that is how him view black people. There is not a girl or boy in the PNP who is going to challenge him. Not Damian Crawford. Lisa is not there, because Lisa does not want to be involved in that plantation behavior with them go along with and disinformation. So not Damian Crawford, not Satan Campbell, not, well, Bunting might have do it, but if Bunting not have a seat, him not going to do it. And to tell you the truth, Bunting is so damaged that nobody in the PNP will rally around Bunting and support him challenging anybody. And he knows that. So I don't think you're going to see Bunting challenging him. Okay? There's nobody in the PNP who's going to challenge Mark Golden if him decides that he wants to stay. But we will see. I can tell you that a lot of PNP people, older people, middle-aged people, they never really had a solid young people base. They haven't had that in a while. But a lot of older people and middle-aged people were turned off by this photograph here. Lot of people. Some of them, they won't come out and talk it. But some of them have. They didn't call me off the ear. I said, listen, there's no way we can support this man. We don't know what PNP are do. So, you know, the thing is at a deficit. Internally, they might want to pretend as if, you know, whatever. But we'll see what happens. The caller said PNP might win a maximum of 26 seats. 14 to 26. I don't know which Labour rights are going to lose so many seats. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me see. Big up yourself, John Black. Thank you for joining. Guys, can you please hit up the like button for me? Silent listeners, good night. You can subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you can also hit the like button. And you can also decide to come in the room. We don't bite over here, so we only tell the truth. I want to replay this video at the beginning. For those of you who are just joining, I'm sure that you probably stopped by to see about the so-called missing $3 trillion. There's no $3 trillion that is missing. That is the truth and that is the fact. Okay? No matter what you hear the disinformation people am going with, no $3 trillion missing in Jamaica. It is a lie from the pit of hell. But nobody's surprised because that is the atmosphere today with the PNP and its style of politics. Just lies every day, every single day. Just lies. So if you come over here to hear about that, I'm going to play the news item again so you can see. And for those of you who did not see at the beginning, the housing development that the government of Jamaica displayed, I think when it was, oh Jesus, I don't remember. But let me just play that real quick for those of you who are just coming in.
$3 trillion.
Sir, $3 trillion. We too in a shock because we cannot believe, say, in a little Jamaica, $3 trillion over a 6 years period cannot be accounted.
Lie. There's no $3 trillion missing, and no, it is monies that were not accounted for that was spent over 11 years. But because she is a PNP blogger, she does not want to talk about the 11 years because she don't want to implicate the PNP. But as you see on the thumbnail, I put the 3 finance minister them on here, which includes Dr. Phillips, who was there as finance minister when the unaccounted situation, happened. I am not saying that Dr. Phillips thief anything on them something because Dr. Phillips is not a thief. But I am just putting that there. Putting his photograph there to show you that it's not over 6 years, it's over 11 years. So here is the news item and a statement from the information minister and the finance minister about the situation.
First this evening, the Finance Ministry has issued an urgent appeal to all ministries to submit outstanding financial reports to the Office of the Auditor General.
Now, this follows a review of the Auditor General's annual report by the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, which found that $3 trillion in spending has been unaccounted for over 6 to 11 years.
As Kalisha Williams reports, that and other issues were discussed at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing.
First, Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon indicated that the review done by JAMP was taken out of context and it is important that the government clears the air. In pointing to the Gleaner article, which reported on the findings that $3 trillion has been unaccounted for across several government ministries, and while noting that the article did state that the funds are not missing, she expressed concern about what has been said on social media.
And I've seen the reports, and I've seen even social media campaigns and letter writing campaigns that are happening based on false information. The reality is that some ministries have not finished doing their accounts, and that's a problem. But there are no missing funds.
At Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, it was further explained that due to a change in the system, some ministries have not been able to submit their financial reports to the Auditor General. However, JAMP did describe the funds being unaccounted for as a financial crisis, and given the current climate, it is not clear whether mischief did not play a role. But in going further, this is what Finance Minister Favour Williams had to say.
Many of these appropriations accounts were outstanding during the period 2012-2013, which is the fiscal year 2012-2013, to fiscal year 2015-2016. So the new administration that came in at that time would have had a difficult time bringing those accounts up to speed, and that's what we're witnessing here now.
That aside, Mrs. Williams indicated that all ministries need to get up to date and submit all outstanding reports to the Auditor General, and the Finance Ministry is prepared to put measures in place to expedite the process.
In terms of putting additional...
Neil, thank you for that. I sure did. I did not put Ardlisha, and I should have, and I will fix it. Thank you. Because I think it's important, to make sure that people have the right information. The fight against disinformation in Jamaica is very serious. And as I said, it's not just Jamaica, but other countries have taken decisive action to stop the disinformation in their country because it's serious. It can cause serious problems, including death. I've already made an appeal to the government to do that and asked the opposition to join them. But the opposition is not mature enough and honest enough and want the best for Jamaica enough to do that, to join them. I highly doubt they would join anything that has to do with anti-disinformation, because that is the tool of the Dayton Campbell and the Mark Golding of our politics. Guys, I will be very glad the day I wake up and can talk about our politics in a constructive manner without seeing the Dayton Campbells and the Mark Goldings and the Peter Buntings in our politics. They don't belong there. They serve no purpose. They are destructive. They are doing a grave injustice to the politics and what we grew up and knew it to be. Today is Portia Simpson Miller's birthday, by the way. She turned 79. When me say how Portia used to be treated as the first female prime minister. Some things I say go on with, with the one time I see the media run her down and shove up mic in her face. It's very disrespectful the way that young man did it. And the cartoonists and the things that they used to do. I'm gonna say, boy, are the worst thing this may ever see where leadership in the country is concerned. I thought they were pretty mean to her, most of the time. But what I see happening with Andrew Holness now, I have to really look at the situation and honestly say that Portia got treated bad, but Andrew is getting treated worse. Yeah, he's being harassed. He's being, discriminated. Hold on, guys. Let me take this call. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello? Something wrong with this audio. I guess the person will call back. But yeah, the politics, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. And, you just have to fight the good fight. And if there's anybody over here listening connected to the Prime Minister, or if the Prime Minister over here listening, because Prime Minister me here say listen to everybody. And I just want to say, I know that sometimes you may feel discouraged. I know that sometimes you feel unfairly targeted and things like that. And we the people, we the mature minded, the fair, the honest, the patriotic people, we see what is happening. But this platform, JPU, is imploring you to stand your ground. The people of Jamaica put you there. And you don't have to run if your work, because the people of Jamaica did not fire you. So I implore the Prime Minister to continue doing his work and continue to fight to protect your reputation that they're trying to damage, that they're trying so hard to damage. You have a duty also to protect the country from these people who are trying to lie about our country, saying that we have crisis in our country and things like that. So therefore, you have to start looking at some legal, legislative things. Start seeking advice on how to do that. But fight the good fight, because we are fight with you, We are fight with you. Even when we don't agree with every single thing we do. We don't work with the spirit of hate. And this right here is the spirit of hate. And we are running it. We are cast it out like a demon. We don't want it in a no decision making for our country and our people. So we are fight the good fight with you. Because all heap of them out here, them come out here and contact and do all sort of something and nobody now listen to them. You hear? They're operatives. Nobody now listen to them. And some of them come out here and hustle. A thief people money and they're sitting there. So them on a different thing. And unfortunately, they're using you to do that. But don't mind them. You have a work to do. You have a job to do. And don't make no pale face. Don't make no pale face people can't run you out of your work. The people them put you there. Stand up for your right. Because those who came before you, if them never did stand up to the oppressors, me and you wouldn't dare have to tell the tale. Yes, the politics bad. Yes, this are the worst side. Yes, I get the worst side. But you must show the Jamaican people that you are resilient as you know us to be as a people in Jamaica. Call them out. When them pass them place, call them out. When them tell lie, call them out. We don't want you to lift up no skirt on them thing they and go on like date on them. That's not what we're saying. But in the most dignified manner, stand up to them. Don't let them get away with anything. And this is why I've been saying for the longest time that Jamaica needs a press secretary like Dana, who I think does a good job. Jamaica needs to have a press secretary speaking to the country every single day. All who upon this platform for a long time, when you hear me talk, it say, Jamaica needs a press secretary talking to the country 5 days a week because of the disinformation era and fight that we're fighting. So if you have the disinformation people, them are also on social media every single day with their lies. By the time you come out once a week, once a Wednesday, you can't even catch up on the disinformation and the lies. So that's why I'm of the view that the government needs to have a press secretary speaking to the country every day, not just about disinformation, but also about the good things that are happening. So anybody who over here for a long time, I hear me talk, you don't talk in a comment. And the disinformation I get worse. They don't care if you catch them a lie. Most of the time when people are tell lie, they don't want nobody know. They hide and do it. But them are people, they could care less. Look at Ian Hills come out the last week. And the government never have to say nothing to him. The NWC came out and called him a liar in his desperate, low attempt to attack the government, to attack the country. Yesterday, I see one of their bloggers put out something that said Jamaica in crisis. Me think I want news when I miss, so I go Google to see the crisis. Me not see it. Me see Caribbean Weekly put out one something. I think today about the low wages in the Caribbean and particularly in Jamaica. The article said that Jamaica low wages and brain drain. So Jamaica has been dealing with brain drain for a long time over several administrations and all of them something there. And yes, it is true that we have a low wage problem. We have a low wage problem for the longest time. And that's the truth. But we're trying, you know. Since this government come in at two different raise are two different minimum wage raise, I think. Wanna correct me if I'm wrong. The minimum wage double, more than double. So the government are try. But if we cannot put the wages higher, what we're supposed to do as a country? What we supposed to do, people? We're not talking I comment. Because if the Prime Minister over here listen, we want to give some ideas. May I try to find the article? Let me just see the comments as well. Guys, please do hit up the like button. We know nobody now to tell we say we are suffer from lower wages in Jamaica. But you know what? Me know people who leave foreign and go down to Jamaica to go take lower wage than where they might get a foreign. Where people in a foreign complain, I'm say foreign, I talk about big foreign. People complain in a big foreign mostly about bills. Your bills abroad is going to be much higher than your bills in Jamaica. That is a fact. For a single person live comfortable in a foreign, single person, the monthly bill might be like $1,500. $5,000 US, me not joke. For a single person, me attack a single person when I had a picnic, or maybe they can have a kid too, because, yeah, maybe they can have a kid too. But a single person to live comfortable, about 5,000 US a month time. Me don't know nobody in Jamaica where a single person we are paying a bills with 5,000 US a month time. So if they might get lower wage, maybe they can manage. You understand? Minimum wage should be at least 35,000. Yeah. At the least, I agree with you. But we cannot say that the current government has not raised the minimum wage more than once. They have. But I am saying if we cannot raise it no more, then what are we going to do? We have to just deal with what we have and make the best of it. You understand, guys? So, need more skills personnel. You know, so I thinking that me I try find it, you know. I think in the article too, them right say Jamaica was once a high wage country. Let me see if I can find it. I don't even know who is behind the Caribbean Weekly. Who is behind the Caribbean Weekly something? Well, I'm going to try to put it on the screen. People have to remember say we're a developing country, you know. So not everything. Me see them a keep one big ceremony, guys. The signing ceremony for the Sparks project. Me don't know if Pegasus then keep it, but I don't know if anybody see that. Right, hold on there. See it there. It says lowest salaries in the Caribbean driving Jamaica's brain drain. If you want to talk to the people who are working at the Jamaica consulate and them something there, but I really want them to come out and come say how much people move come to Jamaica a year time, whether short term or long term. Because I know say even though we might have a low wage problem, and yes, even though we might have a brain drain problem, we still have people where look on Jamaica different from how we as Jamaicans I look on it, you know. Even some of our own Jamaican them too. Them go abroad and them experience abroad and them decide to go back to Jamaica. So, you know, as me say, one man floor is the next man ceiling. Some people might decide, say, you know what? The salary might be a little different in a Jamaica. Might be lower in Jamaica. But them say them quality of life might be better. They might look on it and say, me not drowning in bills and credit card and all kind of something, student loan abroad. So when I see things like these, I don't really make much of it because I know that, you know, different people have different views and different experiences. Jamaica still has a population of 3 million people. None of this low salary and whatsoever, it now cause the population to shrink. The only thing right now in Jamaica is that the young people, them, the woman and the man, them, they now have no picnic for different reasons. Why you ask that? What your name? Why you ask that? Guys, please hit the like button for me. So, we're a developing country. Me know say if the government could have raised the minimum wage, the 2 times when they raise it, if they could have raised it and give the people them more money, they would have do it. Somebody said $35,000 is not sustainable. Remember that middle class have helper, etc. Or can a middle class person, nurse, police, etc., pay 35,000 a week and still live comfortable? 35, look a bit of money for sure. 35,000 are not much. You know, one of the things them in Jamaica where people for understand too. Me not really want to insert my opinion because this is a personal thing, you know, for some people. You know, when I notice say in a foreign, once 2 people decide they're going to be together, they might get married. Right? I mean, maybe if more people did not marry and not combine their salary, it'll be a different situation too. You understand, people? In America, the minimum wage in America, it can't sustain nobody either. Single people in America will tell you. America has the biggest welfare system. Jamaica don't really have that. But if the government could have raised the minimum wage 2 times, then do it any higher than what they raise it to, they would have do it. And because they cannot, why they don't do it? We still have a country to develop and them something there. So, just wherever we are in the world, we just have to make the best, of what we have. Minimum wage in Jamaica affect mainly low-income workers, example, domestic employees. Problem is, raise our double people would lose jobs, as persons hiring would have to also get a higher raise. So you go. You have to just make do with what you have here, man. All of who don't want to make minimum wage, go get one skill or go get, some form of higher education. But all around the world right now, let me tell you something. Migration, I don't like one time, because problem they all over the world. I know now that you have social media, which interconnect us so we can see everything while going across the world. Problem they all over. American them they're big on education. They know much people right now. Then them don't know how them are gonna pay off all their student loan and they sitting there. And student loan you have to pay it back. And I'm like, Jamaica, where you can't run well if it no. You have to pay off your student loan in America. And guess what? When Joe Biden come with the student loan forgiveness, it's take a politics, go through. You understand? So one thing me have to say, any which part you're there, whether you're there Jamaica, you're there America, you're there France, you're there, anywhere you're there, just make the best of what you have. That's what me say. Now you have some people who their whole lives they're chasing money, they're chasing this, they're chasing that. How do do it? Let me tell you how me look on life. You see, from me comfortable, me not chase nothing, I don't run unless somebody run me down. And nobody not gonna run me down. Because when you have this idea that by chasing things, it becomes unhealthy. You can depress, no matter where you are. You just, make do with what you have. And work hard at what you have. Me not tell nobody if you go work in a 3 and 4 job, because I don't believe in that. Anywhere you live, where it becomes a norm for you to work 3 or 4 jobs, leave, because the work will kill you. You're a public service body. Try walk out on government because them here Jamaica. Oh, Jesus. In USA, you have to acquire a career like in healthcare to live better. What if a career you can go in and live well? I mean, healthcare is very popular in the US. But there's a lot of other things that you can do as well, You have a very good and truthful program, and we the people love this, as I want only the best for our country. Thank you, Joseph. And I hope that's the reason for everybody to join the program, whether you are JLP, PNP, or no P. Domestic workers are private sector employee. That's not a government issue. If Jamaica want to see real high prices, including renting, food prices, etc., tell them to go to New York and California. Jesus, New York and California. Listen, the wages in New York and California would be higher than, say, Florida and other southern states, right? But people in New York and California will tell you that yes, we're earning more, but we are paying more to live here, to live in these big major cities. And that's why I say the grass not always green up on the other side. Me I tell you no. Me know a whole heap of Jamaican right now who would have trade Jamaica for which part them they in a foreign, because Jamaica has a way of, it's a lot more easygoing. You're not constantly running on them something, especially when you live in big cities. So when you see some people try to distort Jamaica, talk about say crisis and them something there, I not for them life the crisis there. Their life is the crisis because they've made poor decisions all their lives, and them stress out in a foreign, and them cannot go back to Jamaica go live because them probably can't even buy a plane ticket. So them end up on social media try hustle to pay their local bills, and then join up with some people to come out here, come talk all kind of things about the country. No crisis in Jamaica. No crisis, no down the more than crisis of foreign, And the truth. True, when you buy a case of water in New York, you have to pay for not only the water, but the bottles also. Lord have mercy. If we are borrowing money from IMF, World Bank, and other lending institutions, how can we pay higher wages? You also have people in Jamaica who live better than people abroad. You have some people abroad, if on a welfare, they not live decent, and being on welfare isn't always great either, because you're probably gonna live in some neighborhoods that you wouldn't live in if you were able to afford it. So it comes down to your individual situation and what you have to deal with. I didn't know America was this hard. America can be hard. It depends on what you do. The choices you made are the choices that were available to you. You know what I say? It really depends. Some people in America, even Jamaican, them will tell us that them all right. And them can take them regular vacation and do the things that they're happy to do and want to do without any struggle. So it may always feel like it's an individual thing. Once you're on welfare, you can't come off, or you have to pay it all back. At you? Me Jesus. Section 8 house welfare. No, sir. Let me tell you something. You see, when you say that on welfare in America, yes, sir, you are going to be, I don't care who vex, because you know me, I just start the truth. You are going to be among some of the nastiest and most worthless set of people. Let me just talk, and I don't care. When you're on welfare, you say you're going to live in a project, so you're going to live in the community, them where the welfare people, them there. Jesus Christ. If me have to live, so I swear to God, me go back down a country, go live at Jamaica. Me, especially when you have picnic, me. And you know what's the sad part about it? These welfare communities, and I saw them start out, they don't start out nasty and bad behaving, A people go there and go make the community them stay so. People go there go make the community them stay so. Yeah, some people go in at the system and them take that time to go and get an education, for example, and them come out of it and, elevate their life and elevate themselves. Thank you. Season greetings to you as well. No, man, a 3 million no missing. And over here, you see that, You don't see that over here about 3 trillion missing. And the propaganda people them attack it will come to clarify. You see why you not come late? Because if you did come early, you would have hear say 3 million don't missing. Is lie the people them a tell. But I trust you're going to rewind the program and come back, come watch. But thank you for joining. Currently, no employee in public sector earns minimum wage and are all pensionable. Problem is in the private sector. Yes, thank you for that. You can be on welfare and do school and training if you're smart. Yes, but some people them go on it and sit down on it. They don't want to come off, you know. When you look, child, 3-4 generation of people they on the welfare and none of them not take the opportunity to break that cycle. For sure. Please let them know you don't want to live with them. Ah, Jesus. No, sir. Integrity Commission conspirators fail to overthrow Prime Minister Andrew Holness and they've now resorted to more lies and propaganda. Yes, yes, yes. The disinformation depend Jamaica, it depend Jamaica, it depend Jamaica. And the sad part is when you have your major political party who's doing it and recruiting people and paying people to do it, that's where it gets messy. You understand? But some real warrior out here, you know? Some real warrior out here will carry the truth and even the liar them have to come over here so can listen sometime. And may I tell you, say the truth I got always prevail. Yes, it seems like how yesterday them try to come down upon the Prime Minister with their wickedness and their lie. And you see what happened to them? Gleaner couldn't pay them work and then come out, come protest on them. And as a matter of fact, update. Gleaner made a negotiation, a successful negotiation with the employees, and they're going to pay them. Gleaner reported their own story today. So they're going to pay they're going to pay the workers them. And as you know, TVJ had to come out and say, Mr. Prime Minister, we are sorry for the lie we told. Them call it an error, but we call it recklessness because they don't read, they don't reach out to the Prime Minister to hear nothing from him and the other gentleman. So them come out with their mouth full of disinformation because they don't read and they don't investigate. And some want to come over here from over nationwide. I want to come and say, yeah, nationwide. Them was a part of this whole thing yesterday, you know. Me listen to them, you know. Somebody send it, come give me where they made a report, Panny. And them are the same thing, the whole of them. And that's why when I see the Prime Minister take up himself and sit down in them studio, I say, don't do that. Because when they're hungry tomorrow, them are going to join the rest of people them and bring it down. Don't get friendly with them, man. Don't make them feel like say you and them a friend. Because blunderbuss, them will turn upon you like a pit bull. You saw them fever pit bull? Yes. Anytime you not do what they want you to do, then turn down upon you. Them did I call up your name yesterday and say, your own apartment and your own building and sitting. Then me hear them talking. And then can't say a lie me I tell. I mean no, well me no know, but when you tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think they have apologized. Like TVJ did. But them did over there to carry the news. This is like me I tell people. Only never hear them. Thanks for being this informative and transparent. We appreciate it. You are of great help to our country. Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you. Yeah, man. You know, so it's very appalling. Out of all of the journalists, them all of the media hosts, them in Jamaica, none of them yesterday, when them a break news and a frolic and a go on with themselves, none of them never take the time to do the proper work. None of them. Then I saw when I journalism in Jamaica. He is. I think he is. He should. He should not accept no apology, because you know what? If he does not take serious action, then it's gonna be a continuation, and this is gonna enable the media apparatus in Jamaica to continue behaving reckless. So he has no choice. He has to. As for the Integrity Commission, but they're so bankrupt. They too should issue an apology. Faces when they were the glee that were on the news anchors' faces when they were talking about it. You would think they got a wonderful presence. You see, when me and Motley talk couple of days ago, when you talk about this anti-incumbent situation, you have some people since COVID, them life change in a negative way, right? And maybe them don't have the will, or them don't know how to, put themselves back together or whatever. Listen, COVID affect everybody. I don't blame no government for COVID. If they angle it bad, then yes, me have a problem with them. But even if they angle it bad, me in my local space, my local bubble, me just do what me have to do. So me not blame for put on nobody over COVID. So you have some people them carrying that frustration along with the disinformation. And that is what they quote anti-incumbent sentiment is about. But the Prime Minister is continuing to do his work, and he's doing a good job. And enough PNP not like come over here and hear that, because enough of them over here listen silently who don't like me and who don't like this platform. But I am talking the truth. Damian Crawford say, "Uno suffer from what you say? Uno suffer from body eye syndrome. Uno not like see nothing good a go on, and uno cannot see nothing good a go on." Me did think say, only if PNP had do it, uno see it as good. But I was wrong. Damian Crawford said if him fix the road, or if PNP fix the road, uno not going to see the good road or fix, uno going to say, oh, uno never get no work. See it here, people.
Have bad mind, but PNP have bad eye. Them knows it's nothing good. If a man road fix him not talk about the road, must say, oh, him not get no work. Him not get no.
See it there? They can't say nothing good. So even after the pandemic, the government is aware of what happened and what took place and the situation and whatever. And them do them best to them make housing scheme and them sitting there. And the poorest among us, almost a 300 and odd house where the free house, yes, free house, because the people them will get them don't have to pay nothing. Indigent people who suffer disaster, people who disabled, then get free house. So they're trying their best. And the PNP people them will get help out at them not going to come talk. See there?
3 years ago, or 2 years ago, I got a call that there was a fire. And the fire destroyed approximately 8 homes. And I remember coming to survey the damage, and the idea hit me that, it wouldn't be sufficient to just rebuild the homes that were destroyed, because technically there weren't really proper shelter solutions. A sheet of zinc here, a few sheets of ply, some ambitious person putting up a few blocks. Nothing that you could call a proper shelter. So I decided at that time that I would use this disaster, as it was, as a test case for a new program for the government to renew urban spaces. There are many communities like St. Paul's Lane dotted all across Jamaica, and particularly in the corporate.
Yes. So tell me now, if them people didn't mean Jamaica any good, why is it that they would want to destroy somebody who's doing good things in the country? Only don't see them people are vibe and wicked. Eh? Why? Missy building collapse in a South St. Andrew, the Mark Golden constituency. And Mark Golden has done nothing to try and help the people them. The amount of money we him say him have, me know. Say if him did really have him heart in the right place and charitable, he would have helped the people them. Whether he use summer fee money, whether he use constituency money, whether in carrying people them go protest for the government and say, look here, mash down this building and evacuate to make we get some help. Mark Golden now make a representation for people them. So why is it that now we for tear down Andrew Honest we do something good? Eh? And so we could have wicked and hate to country and hate to people them. We not cut from that. We not cut from that the fabric there. We don't cut from them fabric there. Sorry for telling you. Some I don't want to tear down the I don't see why. I be a local conspiracy when I come with somehow. Thought you had a free speech channels as long as you don't disrespect anyone. Why you block Ali at? Anybody will get blocked on this channel, it is because they're being disrespectful. We don't block people because of free speech. Cambridge Queen. So if somebody complain to you so them block, ask them what them did and hopefully they'll be honest with you. We don't block people over here because of free speech. Ali Cat. I think I've seen this name on Facebook before, And if it's the same person, this person is an antagonist and very rude and out of order. Anybody will get blocked over here, it's because they either come over here telling lies, and on this channel, we do not tolerate disinformation. We don't promote it. We don't want nobody over here speaking lies in our comment section. And over here, we read our comment section. So if anybody's spreading lies over here, we are going to block them because we don't want it over here. And if there's anybody disrespecting other people on this platform, because we protect our subscribers over here, this is a mature platform. So I'm sorry, but if the person says he or she was blocked, it is more than likely because they either come over here lying on the government or on the country, or they come over here disrespecting somebody. People are free to come over here and talk where they want to talk and share them opinion. Now, going forward, for the month of December, between the 28th and about the 3rd of January, the last live program you will hear between those days is December 27th. After that, the program is going to go on break for live programs because I will be going on vacation for a week. So you might see a video or two upload, but you're not going to hear any live during that time. Nobody left before time now, and that me I tell you, But me just give you the heads up so nobody can come and say, oh yeah, go away, I never say I go away. So hear it now. And I will put out another reminder later on. My birthday is December 28th. Okay, have a happy birthday when it comes. Success. Do a survey on political leaders in the Caribbean with their salaries, and you will see our Prime Minister on his way down the scale. I think me see one sitting like that where they, David, where they want to say what the eyes paid politician them in the Caribbean. Me never see Andrew on it. I don't even remember if me did see the Barbados Prime Minister on it. I don't think. Digital, you come back with the said thing. You need a word with HR. Well, not easy, you know. Remember, we have a few birthdays to celebrate over here. Yes, I remember. But who has a birthday today? I don't think anybody has a birthday today. Andrew is in it. How much them say make? A Jamaican fabric we cut from. We don't know or care to know what fabric them other one cut from. We know them not cut from the meat. No, so them too like wicked man. Anybody know if a citizen of Jamaica can donate an ambulance or fire truck to Chapelton from overseas, because Chapelton really need one? To Chapelton. Which Chapelton are you talking? Tell us which Chapelton. Tell us who is your MP. Because first you have to look to the MP first. First you have to look to the MP. You see the police car, them when say get donated from I think Japan a couple of days ago. Nice look police car, them, you know. Sorry, pickup truck. Pickup trucks. Chapelton, Clarendon. So your MP would have been who now? Yeah, Carlton, I miss you guys too, you know. I will try to share some photos or maybe a little video of, you know, what I'm doing and stuff. Maybe not too much, but just a little. Suriname is the highest paid prime minister, and the people economy is not good. I don't understand. For sure? Oh God. That's terrible. Good night, X6. Big up yourself. Now, we know say the person who just asked about the ambulance, zero tolerance. Big up yourself. We know say we're a developing country, and I know every way in a Jamaica go have ambulance and fire truck. We want to get there someday for sure. Now, if them can't afford it, me not really see nothing wrong with saying, all right, make we try to raise some funds to get an ambulance at that particular fire station. Me not really see nothing wrong with that, you know. But talk to the MP first. Talk to the MP and, you know, make we get a word from the people them who response for the fire station and see what the status is. And maybe, you know, we can look into it and see what can be done. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, man, the time flies so fast. Thanksgiving, no, Christmas is just right around the corner. It's like, the police will also be getting 5 ambulance for their benefit in the case of accidents and emergency. So removing the pressure off the health care. First, may I hear that, Anne-Marie? Thank you for the information. Mark Golden is so quiet. Where X6? Where you want to hear from him? Then I come with nothing constructive to talk. Thank you, Gregory. Thank you. An inquiry should carry out if this is true. Talk to the health ministry about the ambulance. Get a vehicle like the current fleet. It makes repairs easy. Okay. Yeah, the ambulance thing. It is very important. I think, wherever you live in Jamaica, you should be able to call one ambulance. All right, we're zero tolerance. A fire truck. Let me see. Ambulance, fire truck, very important. An ambulance or a fire truck. So, yeah, talk to those people first and see if they have anything in the making or plan to do anything. So we understand, as me say, as a developing country, if there's nothing, and if we can try to come together and do something, maybe that's something that we can do. So this campaigning now, this campaigning and integrity commission report. Jesus Father, me can't believe say me see the PNP a come out come talk about say Andrew must step down. When the first report came out where the Andrew must step down, I me say Bunting get report by the Integrity Commission. And them say them must defend Bunting, them must stand up with him. Even when the PMP people them go up at headquarters, go protest, say Bunting must go. You Google it when you're done. Bunting must go, Bunting must go. Because they saying get gun license to pedophile and druggies. Bunting must go. The PMP people them protest on him. Say must go, because my crosses and destruction, he must go. And Mark Golden said, along with Dayton Campbell, we are standing by Bunting. So the Integrity Commission come talk one look 1 and 2. And them don't find the Prime Minister guilty of nothing. And Mark Golden them come have press conference and go over Canada or tell them say the Prime Minister must go. What kind of style that? Just to say now wicked, and the more on the talk, and the more people get to realize that uno just simply and plain wicked. So this little campaign will not come about Integrity Commission. That is going to wear off, As if somebody asks in the chat, what are they going to do next? I want to know too. Because this integrity thing, it's wearing off already. And through it all, it's the IC who lost credibility. Right now, they have none. So what not gonna come with next? Me want to see. Anyway, guys, we're gonna log off here now. Make we talk again one at a time. I thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your participation. Everybody's free to talk over here, as I said. Just, abide by the rules. Just be adults. Don't tell any lies on here, and do not, be rude and nasty with anybody over here. We don't even want to have to talk about that, guys. We are big people over here, so. But anyway, please hit up the like button and make sure that you're sharing our podcast to spread the right and the true information. Anybody you know we are patriotic people, anybody who misinformed, you can share it with them. So we'll come back tomorrow. Have a good night and take care of yourselves.